Question for the Democrat Party in Washington. When your party was in under Biden, you had United Health Services under what was called a corporate integrity agreement, with HHS and OBM, OPM, all these different agencies. Yeah. And that corporate agreement, integrity agreement, was because United Health Services and their hospitals have come under so much fire, so much fraud, so much harm, that you went into this deal in 2020. And the reason they told us this in orientation was this was supposed to make us feel better about how safe UHS is. Never been a worse place. Never. But I actually saw how they went out of their way to make you miserable. They went out of their way to put you in dangerous situations. The doctor and nurse don't collaborate. The doctor and nurse, again, they have the licenses, but these executives, they're such psychopaths that they think nothing can touch them. So that's the reason I think that this is all bullshit. Because it's not like United Health Services is worried. Yeah, when people start telling them we're going to go after you criminally, because when you have this they have a longer track behind them than the Clintons' death count behind them. They do. And then what they always do is, it's the staff. No, but you go out of your way to hire the worst staff. I've seen that over and over again. A lot of this all ties back to the communist bullshit too. So, but this is a long document, and basically saying, all the fraud UHS was involved in. I mean, all the harms, and so we're going to go into this agreement, but if there's any complaints, then we will shut them down. Yeah, so I know you got a ton of complaints, a ton, over and over again. I mean, legit evidence complaints, and you didn't do a damn thing. And UHS knew you weren't going to do a damn thing. So when we actually, and I don't think we have attorneys that exist that actually would go after the executives, because it's one thing to be a sociopath and you work in retail, but when you are dealing with vulnerable lives, and so many people have been harmed, employees and staff, then you've created these lawyers say it themselves. UHS created these situations. They did. Oh, absolutely. There is no team, so you can't have teamwork, and you get a say in nothing. Nothing. And yet it's so amazing because they're the hospital that has cameras everywhere. I swear they probably have them in the bathroom. They're that shady. But it's interesting how when there's a problem, we must have erased that footage. Of course you did. Sure you did. Mm-hmm. So, when there's actually people in the Democrat Party or in the government, period, and lawyers that want to go after the true problem with UHS, and that would be the executives, then maybe I'll believe and start wanting to go after them, not for money. They don't give a shit if they have to they have so much money. They don't care what they have to pay out. No, it's time to go after them legally. They are, put them in some sort of, county, state hospital so they can't do harm to others or prosecute them. But to bring these 100 patients that are supposedly past victims, well, I think somebody should look into that, because look, and I say this because look, I fought this system in Illinois. Oh, I did, for so many years, to try to get justice. And look, the media is tied. The media helps these people because the media gets a kickback. I mean, I even saw chief nursing officers. They all corrupt each other and protect their corrupt schemes because they all get a kickback for it, while they walk all over others and hurt others, and they could care less about it. That's what's going on here. And if you think it's crazy, why would UHS benefit from having fake patients that have come forward and they were once kids? Well, it's because for one, if it was under a class action lawsuit, then the attorneys would not be allowed to turn anybody away. Then maybe true victims would be part of it. But I've seen this game get played before, and it's in Illinois. So Illinois is famous for this bullshit, especially Cook County. Chicago. So, look, it will benefit UHS, because if they have to pay, they'll settle out of court with these people. So these people that are the fake patients, that'll be represented by the fake lawyers, all of these people, including UHS and the Democrat Party, will make out. And you, the public, will think that, oh, justice was served. No, it's not. No, it's not. You'll know when justice is served when the executives at United Health Service are shitting bricks. They're not, because they know they'll benefit from this. I'm sure it's not their first go around, although this is a big one for them. That's the other reason I know it's bullshit, is because the press protects these people. When I worked in Illinois, I worked for UHS in Wisconsin, but in Illinois, my first nursing job was a lot like UHS. It was a freestanding site. They were tied to the Chicago Tribune was on the board. So were a few politicians. So for me to fight it, and yet I'm calling aldermen trying to get help and advocacy for these are kids that don't even have guardian, the state's their guardian. And it was shocking to me that people didn't give a shit about it. It really was shocking. I know people would say, you're so naive. Well, yeah, but they're kids. It's like, don't we have a responsibility to care for them? Yeah, they don't want, believe me. UHS and the place I work, most of these freestanding sites, they do not want the people that care. They don't. Because they want to hurt these children. They do. I'm sorry if that hurts people's feelings. I'm not saying that everybody that works in it no. There's many people that work in it that don't. In fact, some of these stories I've read are a little ridiculous to me, really, because that means that UHS hired total predators on every shift. And so I think they're overblowing this big time, because usually no matter where I've worked, not every single person is a dirtbag. Most people do not want to hurt patients. I mean, it's just not a thing that goes on. I don't really know anybody except for the executives at the top of University Health Services and the Democrat Party. So, yeah. So I'm just wondering, you could have closed UHS. So instead of having your bullshit committee, Democrats, why didn't you just close them if they were under this corporate integrity agreement? Because you knew it was just all bullshit, and they did too. And by the way, Democrats, all your experts suck, okay? You want to use Joint Commission. Joint Commission needs to be eliminated. I mean, they need their organization. They do nothing to help. I mean, they're all in bed together. But the Democrat Party isn't interested in helping children. They're not. They're not. They've had so many opportunities to. Again, UHS back in 2020 was under a corporate integrity agreement, meaning if there were any other complaints, they would be shut down by the government. Well, I mean, I even said something to a former employee today, and she's like, well, we know that didn't fucking happen, because there were so many staff that complained. And Joint Commission didn't care, Public Health didn't care, OSHA didn't care. None of you people cared. Because, I mean, what was the deal the former governor of Wisconsin made with UHS? Because you closed the county psych hospital in Milwaukee, of all places. I mean, a big city like that, and you closed their mental health county hospital, all to give the for-profit UHS this nightmare that it isn't beneficial to patients, but none of their sites are. And none of you're all in bed. You're all going to get a kickback. And I will make sure, if it's the last dying breath I take, that it will be exposed. I think you already are. So run for the hills, because you're not going to get away with it this time. While you think you're going to pull on the heartstrings of Americans, I'm going to be out here telling Americans this is bullshit. And you'll know something's being done when the executives of UHS face jail time.